Hey everybody, it's Alan. How's it going? Today I wanted to do a video and show you something that happened to me today that I can hopefully prevent from happening to any of you. And it was just a stupid thing on my part and just a really dumb thing that I didn't even think about. Could happen. Now for those of you who know me pretty well, you know that I'm pretty particular about my gear. I'm a stickler about making sure that I store my stuff well and everything's dry before I put it away, and that I store everything in a humidity controlled environment and stuff like that. I'm usually very good about that. Now when I put stuff away after a backpacking trip, I try to make sure it's dry. I hang up all my quilts and my tarps and I let everything air out. And for whatever reason, this particular piece of gear I did not look at, I didn't think about, and I just ended up putting it away in my gear closet. And when I went to get it out today, I was very unpleasantly surprised. And so what I'm talking about is my MSR Pocket Rocket II stove, about a $50 stove retail. I pulled it out of my cook kit today, and this is what I found. Yeah, so as you can see, it's extremely corroded. It's got like this really weird corrosion all around it. It's really, really nasty. Now, I had no idea what caused this, what the heck happened, how did this happen, especially the way I keep everything so particularly protected in my gear closet. Well, turns out it was the way I stored it. Now, I posted a picture of this and asked a question on the backpacking Facebook group, and a lot of people had different opinions on what the cause of this was, and a lot of people were like, well, looks like you stored it in salt water for a month, or or things like, looks like you poured some chemicals on it and just let it eat with acid or something. Stuff like that. No, I didn't do any of those things. I was very particular about how I packed this thing away and where I put it. So what I usually end up doing with this stove is as soon as I get home from a trip, I put it back in its plastic case and keep it protected, and it's good to go, and it's always ready to go and in perfect shape and perfect. What I did this time is I left it with my cook kit, just like the way that I was packing it when I was hiking. I just took the whole cook kit out of my bag and threw it in the gear closet. Well, that mistake was because this is my titanium Toaks pot. What I had it wrapped in was just this MSR pack towel, and that's how I had it with me on the trail. I had it wrapped up in this to keep from rattling around in my pot. So I want to thank you to Rev Hiker for bringing this to my attention, because he explained it very well, and it made sense after he said it, and now I'm just kicking myself because I'm like, oh man, now I get what happened. So what I basically did was, this was still damp when I packed it away, and it was damp with either water and or sweat from me, so it had some salt on it from my sweat, and because I do use this for multi-purpose things, so wipe myself with it, use it for cleaning my pot, holding my pot, things like that. So when I got home from my trip, I just threw everything back into the pot. I sealed up the pot just like I would when I'm hiking with this silicone band, so it was airtight. So what that ended up doing was the magnesium within the aluminum alloy that's used to comprise this stove, it actually corroded from the moisture. And then the salt that was in the pack towel also contributed to this crystallization that happened in here. So I have this blue crystallization going on. It's the weirdest thing. I had no idea. I never even thought about that happening in a million years. But so you can imagine my surprise when I pulled this out, and I was like, what in the heck is going on with my stove, man? Now the good thing is the stove is still operable. I took it out, started right up. It's usable, definitely works. It's just very, very ugly. It looks very nasty. This metal's actually started to pit, and it's gonna be pitted. And there's really not much I can do about that. I can take some baking soda, try to get it off, maybe like a Brillo pad or a steel wool or something, and try to get some of this corrosion off, but that's pretty much how it's going to stay. is how it is right now. It's crazy. So, you know, like I said, it is still a functional piece of gear. I'll still use it. It just looks really ugly. So the other thing it did affect was how these arms turn. You know, these arms fold down like this for storage. Well, now that it's corroded, they're a lot stiffer. They're a lot harder to pull in and out. So that may be a problem going forward. I don't know. Or for now, it works. It's a usable piece of gear, but man, it sucks because these aren't cheap. Maybe my next piece of gear, I'll just end up getting the BRS stove for 15 bucks or whatever off Amazon. But I really like the MSR stoves. I do have the Pocket Rocket 1 still, which I'll probably end up using. I thought about sending this off to MSR to see if I could file a warranty claim, but I doubt they're going to honor it because this is all my fault. This is my own stupidity, and they're going to be like, you're an idiot. But we'll see. I'm going to try sending it back anyway and see what they say. But just wanted to give you that tip, and it doesn't just pertain to stoves, of course, it pertains to anything. Come back from a backpacking trip and you might be rushing, you might not think about it, you might pack something away damp and not even consider it. And then you go to pull it out a month or two later and realize it's ruined or damaged or smelly, particularly things like sleeping bags, sleeping pads, tarps, quilts, things like that. Make sure those things are dry. Make sure they're dry. But it also comes to stoves and what you have them packed in. Make sure these pack towels are dry. Make sure they're clean. Make sure they don't have your sweat all over them, the salt from your body, because that will cause some nasty things to happen. So I thought I'd just tell you guys this little word of advice. I hope this saves you some heartache. Hope my mistake is your gain. So yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks everybody for watching, and as always, please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. And be sure to check out my Teespring store where you can get some cool Outland merch like this awesome sweatshirt that I'm wearing. There's t-shirts, all kinds of great stuff out there. Be sure and check it out. Thanks guys for your support. I really appreciate it. Look forward to some more great content very soon. I'll talk to you guys later.